gonna roast the pig? Can I get a ride or something down from my village? Here on Guam, here on Guam, here on Guam.
Off it, everybody. Welcome back to The Link. We are coming up to the 9 o'clock hour, but we are going to check in with Guam Memorial Hospital Public Information Officer Mai Habib. Good morning, May. How are you?
Good morning, Sabrina. Good morning, Chris. And good morning, Guam.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us. Well, let's just get right into it. I guess we could start with the status of the COVID hospitalizations. And then I know I didn't send you the topic that I forgot, but if you could, the regular hospitalizations, if you have those numbers too.
Yeah, for sure. So as of this morning, we have 129 total patients at the hospital right now. And we have 2 COVID patients. They are not in the ICU. They're in the telemetry unit, but we do have 2 COVID patients right now. And you know, that is something, actually, if I may say, that a lot of what we're seeing in terms of people who do end up in the hospital with COVID are unvaccinated. So, you know, the message from GMH, as it is with public health, as it is with really everybody, you know, is get vaccinated. You know, it's a real thing. Anybody who ends up, most of the people who end up hospitalized here for COVID are unvaccinated.
Yeah, and that's kind of something that Dr. Ho Win was mentioning when he was on the show earlier. There was something else, though, that he was talking about, and that was the possibility of mandatory vaccinations in different entities, and more specifically in frontline agencies. I think he said that mandatory vaccinations for staff is in effect over at GRMC. Are these discussions being made or had at GMH as well?
You know, it's a good question. And it's not that we haven't had that conversation or the question hasn't come up. Right now, we're actually at a 92.5% vaccination rate. So we are so far past what is considered herd immunity in terms of the threshold. Like we're basically there. I'm not saying we don't want to strive for 100%. We have a fantastic employee health and infection control team along with doctors that are continuously trying to sort of target the people the very few people left that haven't had the vaccine but are eligible in some way, to talk about their fears, to allay if they have fears, if they have concerns, whatever they are. But I can tell you it's really a small number of people left. We are at 92.5% staff vaccination. That's something we're really proud of, you know.
I also wanted to ask you about, because we haven't heard a whole lot about it lately, and that is the discussions regarding construction of a new hospital. Do you have any update on that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the conversations continue. There's definitely the task force, the external task force that is involving GIDA, you know, land management. GIDA is, of course, ultimately sort of the holder of this file along with the governor's office, but GMH and all our executives, all our relevant staff are feeding into what is needed in a new hospital. You know, we're here every day. We see the sickest people on Guam, and we know what's really needed. And so having a feed into that is really important. I know that the land surveys are wrapping up to sort of determine what is the best location. From what it looks like the best one is still leaning towards the Mangilao site. There are 3 surveys total that actually have to be done, so it would only be the land survey. There's a geological and an archaeological survey that would still have to be done, whatever the land, you know, narrowed down land spaces are. But the Department of Land has come back and said, so far, logistically, cost-wise, it is making the most sense to move forward with the Mangilao location. But again, no decisions have been made, and ultimately, that's not a GMH decision to make.
Right.
That's above our pay grade, Sabrina and Chris.
What about an update on accreditation or reaccreditation for GMH?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've put in the application to CIHQ, the Center for Improvement in Healthcare Quality. The application is in, so those conversations are already being had. We are going through the resources that are available through that accrediting body, which again has the highest deeming authority from CMS, which is 6 years, because their qualifications and their conditions of participation are so similarly aligned with CMS, and even take it a step further, that CMS gave them full deeming authority, which means that when they come and survey us, CMS will take those exact results and say, great, we approve, you continue to be a CMS approved entity and facility. So we are moving forward. There's no exact timelines. We do need to do at least 2 mock surveys before we move forward, but the application's in.
You mentioned CMS. Have they conducted any visits to GMH virtually or in person?
Yeah, they were here last month, I believe, in June, and we're still waiting for them to accept all our final details. So nothing can really be made public until everything is finalized from CMS.
SNU. Has there been anything new with the skilled nursing unit over in Barrigada Heights? I think when we last talked to Lillian, which was a while ago, they got money from FEMA, a grant from FEMA, and they were going to change the skilled nursing unit into, I forget what it was called.
An ACF?
Yes,
an
an alternate facility, yeah.
Yeah. So you're right. There is a $15 million grant from FEMA that was awarded to GMH. We're actually currently working very closely with FEMA. We have a fantastic working relationship with them and consistently have meetings because we're trying to work through the details of that grant as it relates to what happens when, COVID is or the national emergency is declared over, as more people get vaccinated and we sort of move towards this post-COVID world, can that grant continue? Because it really isn't specifically to make the SNF an alternate care facility for any crisis. It's to make it an alternate care facility for the COVID crisis. So we're just working through those details right now. We're continuing work on our end in terms of an A&E design to move, to get the HVAC upgraded there and make sure that it really is a proper alternate care facility should we, God forbid, but should we face anything ever again.
I'm wondering if you could clear this up for me. I went on to GMH's fee schedule, and there was a charge for vaccination. And so what exactly is the charge for? Is it just for the administration of the vaccines?
So I can assure you we're not charging patients for anything related to vaccines. The vaccines themselves are we get them from public health. That's part of the inventory from public health in terms of the vaccine. There is an administration fee, which is a standard fee that's actually part of a lot of medication, but we are not charging the administration fee as it comes to the vaccine.
Okay, thank you.
In fact, wouldn't it be ironic if through one part of my mouth I'm saying, please get vaccinated? If you're getting hospitalized, the most we're seeing is non-vaccinated patients. And then, JK, when you get here, we're actually going to charge you. We want to be part of the effort. We want to be part of the effort,
JK.
We want to not see any more COVID patients here.
May, are you able to tell us the ages of the 2 patients?
I am able to disclose that they're over 50 years old.
Okay.
I can't get more specific, but 2 patients are over 50 years old.
Also, I guess we wanted an update on Army Corps of Engineers. Did you cover that already, Bree?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Is there any action on the report and any word of them coming back to the hospital?
Actually, we found out that the Army Corps of Engineers was being invited to Guam through you guys, through the media. So we have personally not, we appreciate the efforts, of course, of bringing the Army Corps back to Guam. The governor has the intentions, and she, had made it clear that she has the intentions to engage them, especially as it comes to a new GMH. I understand there may have been an invitation from the congressman, and maybe they have confirmed coming, but we have not been invited to anything specific as it comes to the Army Corps of Engineers coming. But certainly we look forward to engaging with them. They've been such a valuable partner, and they're engineers, they're very highly skilled engineers, and having them on board to help with a new GMH would be fantastic. And then in terms of capital infrastructure of their original report, we are definitely moving forward with as much as we can. I'm sure that it's no secret that funding, as with many agencies, is always a tricky issue to navigate. But with anything that we do have funding for that we can pull out of our operational funding, we are definitely prioritizing. That includes the roof. We are actually in the A&E design. So there's been a successful bidder for the A&E design, and we're moving forward with trying to schedule the A&E design for the roof and envelope upgrade. It will be a phased approach over a year. Obviously, not all the work can be done at once, so it would be over a year, but we are moving forward with that. The Z-Wing, which I know is infamous at GMH and on Guam, the Z-Wing, the abatement process is actually underway now. And then after that, it goes, the A&E design actually is also underway right now. The abatement will be done before. And then once the A&E design, we would move in a direction of trying to find somebody to actually help us demolish the Z-Wing, because it needs to be a safe area, of course, for everybody that works at GMH. And we're also still working on hospital-wide HVAC upgrade. For now, the A&E design is done for certain parts, like the OR and the emergency room and the ICU. We're still waiting for A&E design for other parts of the hospital in terms of an HVAC upgrade. And one-to-one handling units, we have done some, and we are actually currently waiting for proposals for another bunch of one-to-one swap outs as well. So definitely moving forward with everything we can.
All right. That was a lot of information. Great job.
I hope that's a good thing. I know.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm going to leave this and they're going to be like, what the heck, May? What are you telling everybody for, No, I'm totally kidding. They're actually very open and transparent and want to make sure that everybody knows what's happening and that there's leadership here that really cares. I can genuinely say that 3 months in. I think I talked to you guys my first week here.
Yeah.
And now I'm 3 months in, and I can genuinely tell you the people here really care about moving the hospital forward.
Right. And we know the leadership does. Of Lillian, she was right here almost every week or
she was doing
every
your
couple
job
of days.
during the pandemic.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and she needs to do her job, which
Yeah,
is pretty
yeah.
big, being the CEO of the hospital, and I'll do this job. For
May,
sure.
I saw something, I don't know if you guys had posted something about the traveling nurses, but is there an update on the traveling nurses?
Yeah, what we did post, if I can plug in our little social media, please follow us on Instagram and Facebook, on Twitter. We're up there. It was a travel nurse who actually had a really excellent experience here at GMH, as many of them do, and we were able to capture that in a video, and so that's probably what you saw. We do still have travel nurses. We have around 44 of them still. We are doing everything we can to bring down our numbers, and we are constantly working to bring down our numbers. It's no secret that there is a struggle to recruit and retain nurses on Guam. However, the new nurses pay plan, which includes an increase for the base salary and then the differential, of course, when they're on the job, that's huge. That'll help us retain nurses and recruit nurses, whether straight out of UOG or even people who decide to go stateside and do their schooling, and make sure that they come back and that they're properly compensated for what they do. That's so huge, because GMH does offer something that nowhere else does, which is you're close to your family, you're back on island, where your cultural roots are, and also the working conditions here at GMH, it's a family. People who work here, it really is a family environment. So being able to compensate the nurses properly for what they do is a huge step forward to help us recruit and retain. And of course, that's what it comes down to, recruit and retain, and then we can sort of phase out the travel nurses that we have.
All right. Thank you so much, May, for coming on and giving us an update on...
That's it? You didn't let her off that easy? I mean, like, no tough questions? Or?
No, she's doing a great job.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I think we covered, I'm just looking over the list of stuff that we had sent to May, just to make sure we get everything.
Well, while you do that, let me just say, May, go Canada in the Olympics.
Oh, God.
Go USA too, but go Canada.
There you go.
No, she covered everything that
She did, you're right,
we asked
Thank you.
her about.
Right.
All right, take care, May.
Okay, May.
Appreciate your time.
See
Thank you.
Thank you for yours. All right, it's 9:04. Mai Habib, the Public Information Officer of the Guam Memorial Hospital. Boy, that was easy.
Yeah.
We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to talk environmental health inspections with the administrator.